It's from CoreyAllenHawkins.com, and tonight's web post is pretty intense, so I hope you have some time. Now, I want to discuss with you a few things that have caught my attention since I wrote the article about the Evergreen line. And one of them is from the Globe and Mail, one of them is from the Liberal Party of Canada, and the other is about the summit and $1.1 billion. What if I told you that they were all related? Theoretically. Again, hear me out. So, upon writing about the Evergreen line recently, TransLink has suggested that the Evergreen line is going to start in 2011. You all know from my website and from watching Premier Gordon Cowbell and Stephen Harper in February 2009 saying that the start of the Evergreen line would start in 2010, finish by 2014. That's 3 years. 8,000 jobs are to be created by doing this. Hasn't happened yet. Shirley from TransLink suggests that it's starting next year and doesn't give it a commence date as to when it's going to be finished. She says we are short $600 million from the government. Okay? Interesting. The HST, if given to the Liberals, gives them $1.6 billion to do with whatever they choose, whatever they want. There's absolutely no governing law that says that they can't. If they want to spend it on friggin' golf balls, they can. Remember that fiasco? It wasn't the Liberals, I don't believe, but it was somebody. And do you really need $100,000 worth of golf balls? Anyway, Liberals, 1.6 billion. I want to read you something here. Gordon Cowbell's asked, what if the petition passes and the BC Liberal government decides to opt out of the HST as the petition directs? Premier Gordon Cowbell laughed out loud this week when asked why he doesn't think that's a good idea. He is saying, as quoted, the downside would create a 1.6 billion hole over the next 3 years. TransLink, Evergreen line, how long is it scheduled to complete? 3 years. What do we need? 600 million. That leaves the government $1 billion to do with what they want. But wait. Summit. Summit just closed over $1.1 billion. I want to read you something quite interesting that I thought was completely ridiculous. Our summit meeting, the G8, G20 billion dollar timeline, our visit was 1.1 billion. I want to read you something here. 2005 in Scotland, it was 110 million. 2008 in Japan, it was 381 million. April 2009, 30 million, and in September 2009, it was 18 million US. Ours in 2010 is 1.1 billion. Now, I just have articles in front of me. I'm loosely piecing together things. I don't know what's going on. I don't have the evidence to really point fingers. What I do have, Liberals, Conservatives are in bed together. Liberals stand to receive 1.6 billion from the government. 600 million of that will probably be used for the Evergreen line if this goes ahead. It seems fitting, it seems right, and it seems why TransLink is not worried about saying, yeah, we'll have this done. Liberals promised them something which they may not be able to come forward with. Conservatives spend 1.1 billion. What if the Liberal government gives the federal government back $1 billion to pay off the G8 summit? Interesting, huh? Why would we need to spend over 933 million more than everybody else when it comes to the meetings? What security measures? Why would Canada need more than Scotland or Japan, where the Beatles had to be on an elevator by 3:14? The elevator takes 2 minutes to get to the third floor, and they will be there by 3:16. Like, give me a break. There are reasons. Now, something like this, if you're an old school fellow, you've seen it before. It's called money laundering. Somebody's cleansing some shit. Deals are being made, and no one's being made aware of it. Somewhere, links to all of this, I believe, propagate towards one another. Again, the evidence I have is substantial. It's not 100%. I can't say, with 100% certainty that I'm telling you the truth and this is what's going on. I can only say for you to make up your mind as a viewer. But isn't it interesting that the government and that Bill Cowbell suggested that 1.6 billion will be lost in 3 years if the HST doesn't go through? Isn't it interesting that TransLink suggests that 600 million is needed to finish the project, and that's kind of what we're getting? Isn't it interesting that the federal government, with Mr. Harper, needs 1.1 billion to get over the deficit for the G8 meetings? Why are they so much higher than everybody else? There's no reason for it unless somebody somewhere is being paid off, unless money is being laundered, and we don't know about this. And I'm suggesting that big time. I'm not a conspiracy theory. I think Kennedy was murdered by Oswald. I don't think that John Lennon was murdered by the city of New York or the federal government or whatever. But it's not hard to believe the evidence that's in front of you when you can put two and two together. Look it up yourself, and I encourage you to do so. But it looks like the Liberals and Conservatives somehow have some explaining to do, and I think the HST is just the tip of the iceberg. I really believe that I'm onto something, only I'm not sure what. And I hope you take the time to look in. If you have any questions or comments, write to me. If you can find out more information, write to me. I have a lot of information to go through, what I can find on the internet, and of course we all know I can't get all my sources from there, so I'm going to have to go a little bit deeper. Question is how deep do I want to go? I don't know where this goes to, and if it does go somewhere, do I want to go there? I don't know. What I'm suggesting to you as a private citizen is that the Liberals have lied to you, not only about the HST, but being in bed with the Conservative government. And I believe that the Conservatives are hiding something. I believe that money laundering is going ahead, and I believe that they're spending way more than they're telling you, and there's a good reason, and I'm not sure what that is. But I know that as a citizen and a Canadian citizen, we have to be pissed off the fact that they're spending, 933 million more on a summit that everybody else has spent much less on. The Evergreen line, it says, Cowbell's clearly stated that thousands of jobs, he said, will be created, if he receives the 1.6 billion from Ottawa. Well, just remember that over 8,000 jobs, according to TransLink, will be created when the Evergreen line is finished, while it's being made. 8,000 jobs will be created while it's being made. That goes along with what Cowbell's saying. Something's up, something's wrong, the numbers are there, but the paperwork, it's taken too long. Somebody somewhere knows something, and if you do, report it. I think it's time that we know what's really going on. I'll look into more of this, and I'll bring you up to date as I can find out more information. But until then, have a good night, and I apologize for the long blog post. Cheers.